a lot of times we think that doubts are just based on reason and rationality. But what I've learned through this process is that sometimes our doubts can be driven by something else, by anxiety. And so we think that we're having this rational doubt about Christianity, but really what's going on is it could even be like a chemical imbalance in your brain that's causing you to doubt and causing you not to think rationally about something. There's a thing in the anxiety literature called catastrophizing. And that's what I do.
Cameron, he's talking about anxiety. I'm pretty sure. You want to sit around? He's probably describing me.
Sure.
Catastrophizing. What's that?
Catastrophizing is when all you can think about is one remote possibility, and that's all you're just obsessing about it.
Yeah, I don't know if that's me.
It's like, what if
the tree and you can't see the forest? All you see.
My problem is, you know how people say you can't see the trees from the forest or something? My problem is I can't see the forest from the trees. So I'll find like if I'm in a good mood, things are going well. If this tree is wellness, then I am really happy. But if my wife and I get into an argument, everything is going up in flames and I cannot see. So I kind of
Yeah, that doesn't sound like catastrophizing.
Okay. So
necessarily. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So catastrophizing.
That's some other issue. What's this one?
So catastrophizing would be that you're just thinking you're thinking about all these bad consequences of what could happen. Like if something else could be true. If Christianity is false, then, oh my God, that's like the worst thing in the world. And it's just super, super, super bad. And that would cause all of this anxiety for you. And it causes like this loop of anxiety.
Yeah.
But what I've come to realize is that sometimes your doubts or your like what ifs they can be driven by your own chemistry, your body chemistry. They can be driven by your own bad behaviors that you've sort of built up over the years. And the reason why I've come to that conclusion is because when people are treated with medication, their doubts start to stop controlling them anymore. There was a philosopher friend of mine who dealt really bad with OCD. And it like any what if, it didn't matter, like it didn't have anything to do with God's existence or anything. It was just like, what if I leave my house and like a meteor comes and strikes me down? And like that enough can like cripple him to like not go outside and just like lock himself in his room and not do anything. And
so he started taking medication and found that helpful?
Exactly. So he wasn't crippled by these doubts, these what ifs anymore.
How is this part of your story then?
It's part of my story because I went down the medication route and it helped a little bit, but now I'm doing something else that's now helping. And it's called cognitive behavioral therapy. And I'm not doing like
Jerry, did Jerry talk to you about that last night?
No, he didn't.
Okay. I think that's his thing.
But I'm not doing it officially. I'm sort of doing my own things that I've discovered that are helping.
So this is non-medicinal stuff.
It's non-medicinal right now. Right. But the point is that I've found that if you've built up, and sometimes it's just chemistry, sometimes it's just brain chemistry that's causing all of these things, and that sometimes needs to be treated by medication. But other times it's just bad behaviors. Like you're letting your brain focus on this one what if, this one catastrophe that could happen. And you get in this cycle of like, all of this anxiety just continues to build and build and build. And so what cognitive behavioral therapy does is it stops that cycle. Is it says,
where do you start to go off the track?
You're not allowed to continue thinking about that. You got to change your behavior.
Hey, if you enjoyed that clip, you will absolutely love the full interview, so click right there to enjoy the whole thing. Also, a big thanks to these groups who made that interview possible. Learn more in the show notes below about these guys. They're absolutely incredible and honored to have them as sponsors. Oh, and also, if you haven't subscribed yet, click subscribe and then that bell button. That way YouTube will be forced to let you know when we put out more content.